Portugal 5, Uzbekistan 0. Ronaldo 2 goals, 41 years of age. And yes, of course, the opposition was weaker. I will say that right away so that nobody else can mention that in this conversation. But there is actually something that won us the game more than anything else. One tactical shift. Pedro Neto from left to the right. That's it. That one change unlocks Cancelo in the half space, unlocks Vitinha in the middle to be the orchestrator, frees him up, and gave Ronaldo exactly what he needs. Service. Serve the guy that can score the goals. Not scraps, actual service. So let's break down exactly what were the changes that really led Portugal to have the most complete performance of the tournament so far, and what that means going forward. All right, let's go into the tactic board here, starting with Uzbekistan in white, of course. 1-5-4-1, slightly different from Congo because they played on a 1-5-3-2. If you don't know the differences and why it's so impactful, leave a comment down below in the comment section and I'll definitely engage with you. But it is. And for me, it only highlights how well Portugal played in this game. So yeah. Then on the right side, you have Portugal in red and green and a 1-4-2-3-1 with Diogo Costa in goal, João Cancelo, Rubem Dias, Renato Veiga and Nuno Mendes, João Neves, Vitinha and Bruno Fernandes, and up top, obviously, Pedro Neto, Cristiano Ronaldo and João Félix. And yes, I included the goalkeepers on the system. 1-5-4-1, 1-4-2-3-1. Respect the goalkeepers, all right? They're there. You don't play with 10 players, all right? Unless you get a red card. Let's move on. So, as I was saying, if you overlay the two teams, you see that there's not a lot of advantages for the team attacking. In fact, there's advantages for the team defending. There's a reason why teams do this, right? Especially in the case of teams that have less ability to hurt the other team. So in Portugal, we had the similar system, but we had Bernardo here. And Bernardo, what he likes to do is come in, which then forced a lot of times Bruno to play more off the left-hand side, which now takes space away from Vitinha, which then he found spaces around these areas which are deeper. Do you see what's starting to happen? The best players going away from the goal and into tight areas and in congestion. It's tough to play like this. Instead, we now had an amazing decision by Martinez. We now have Pedro Neto on the right side. And I'm going to show you the dynamic, but it completely shifts everything for Portugal. So with Pedro Neto hugging the line on the right-hand side, you now have João Cancelo coming in. And João Cancelo is a player that loves to operate in what we call the half space. This space here in between the wide area and the central area of the pitch is really important. And you can probably see why. Look at the gaps there. There are gaps there to take advantage. And in fact, this gap here is where Cancelo enters to assist for the first goal. Just have a look. He receives the ball here. He now has the opportunity to run. He's fantastic. Overload inside the box against the defensive line. Attacks the space. Wins it. 1v1. Cross. Goal for Cristiano. Simple. Very, very simple. Moving on. This is not just attacking that changes on the right flank. It also changes our ability to defend transitions, but also our ability to free other players. You look at João Neves. João Neves over here usually would be defending this area because Cancelo would be wide and attacking. But now because Cancelo is central or more central, he can do the opposite. He can now go forward, which by doing so early in the play, when the build-up is being organized, he now can create a problem for these two players. This player is thinking, do I go to the ball? Do I go with him? And this player is thinking, I cannot go there and do a 2v1 because now I might have to worry about this guy. And I might have to worry about covering for this player as well because Pedro Neto is really fast and is attacking this place. So see where they're starting to accumulate problems, and this is the dynamic there. And also, more importantly, I would say, frees up our best playmaker. Vitinha now, look at the space that Vitinha has to orchestrate in front of the midfield line and behind the striker. The striker is not going to impact that much because the more he comes down, the less they can transition. And the teams, it's going to be hard to defend this. And with Vitinha there, we gain something. Look at the first goal that we scored. It's Vitinha from that position that puts the ball in behind for Pedro Neto to run into. Just look at the picture. So straight away, it's a big, big shift. Okay, and this is very, very impactful. But it doesn't end there. Now we're going to go into the other side of the pitch. João Félix, he's not a winger. He's a forward, almost of a false nine. And with him on the left, two things happen. First, he comes in. He comes in immediately. You start to see what's happening here. Best fullback in the world. Now he's a 1v1 against the defender all the time. In space, like he likes. Running at people. Running in behind people. See again the problems. See the width as well. Look before. With Bernardo coming in here, we didn't have anything there. So we were very one-sided. Look now. Boom. Boom. Players everywhere. And literally weapons, speed, pace, athleticism, everything. And by the way, if you don't agree that he's the best left back in the world, who is? Let me know in the comments down below. And then finally, João Félix. 35 goal contributions this season, playing with Cristiano Ronaldo. And I mentioned this on another video. I'll leave it somewhere here. for you to go and have a look. And you look at this, you have a player that can facilitate, can go in 1v1s, can shoot from outside the box, can run into the box, be an extra player there. He's a player that is phenomenal, which again frees up Cristiano Ronaldo, because now the right central defender has to worry about him as well. And he can't go in and double up on Ronaldo. And one more time, you are now playing for your best player, Cristiano Ronaldo, inside the box. He's your best player if you're Portugal. So these things don't happen for, the way that we played against Congo and the result of it, and Ronaldo not performing and other players not performing. It's not random. The things that we didn't do are the reasons why that happens. And now, because we did it in this game, and we did it so effectively with these dynamics, you can see a different Ronaldo scored 2 goals. But let's go as well on the defensive side, because look at this clip. You look at this clip and you go, right, great shape. Okay, we have 7 players in front, and now we have as well recovery into one of the best creative players, into another. We have runs. We have Ronaldo running in behind against the player that wants to run, and we have a goal. What much do you want? Ronaldo just hit 31 kilometers on this run, by the way, 31 kilometers per hour. I would say that there are 18-year-olds that can't do that, but he's washed, Ronaldo is. Anyway, so you can see where at so many levels the game is impacted by this one change. Pedro Neto from left to right, and then bringing in a player that can attack the middle spaces early. And now, finally, I'm going to go to Ronaldo, because there is always somebody, always some mastermind that thinks that one of the best strikers in the world should be on the bench, so that Gonçalo Ramos, who doesn't play as a starter, he sits on the bench most of the year, he should be the one starting for Ronaldo. What are we talking about? Look, if you build a team around your best player will perform. Look at Messi, Argentina. Scaloni is not a mastermind genius. What he is a genius is understanding people. He convinced 10 players that they have to play for one guy, and they play for him, and they literally eat the grass for him. And that's why he's so successful and so impactful. And Ronaldo has to be the same thing. Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, Nuno Mendes, João Félix, they all have to work for Ronaldo, not Ronaldo working for them. He already done that from 2006 all the way to 2022. He'd done that for many years. He carried us for many years. It's time for us to carry him and put him in the best position to succeed. Don't expect Ronaldo to go to the wing and beat players for pace, 2-3 players, and run in and score goals from 50 yards. That's not going to happen anymore. 50 yards is a bit too much, but still, I think he scored one against Porto. It was like 45. So it's not going to happen. What he's going to do for you, get him inside the box on a 1v1 and see what he's going to do. Get him in a run behind the defender and see what he's going to do. If he has to do 1 or 2 sprints a game, but it's a sprint that puts him in front of goal by himself with the goalkeeper, he's going to score. So do it for him. I keep hearing these people criticizing him against Congo because of one play, one bad run that he made against Congo, where he blocks the shot from Bruno and shoots himself. One play. I don't see anybody killing, and rightfully so, Harry Kane after he missed that sitter against Ghana. I don't see anybody kill him, and nobody should. The guy's going to score 50 goals if you let him. But he missed one. Nobody's going to kill him because of that. Why you kill Ronaldo because of one play? Because of Ronaldo. Because it's easy. Because it's clickbait. But it is what it is. Now, for me, look, you cannot tell me that a player who just scored twice at the age of 41, by the way, the only player ever to do it in 6 consecutive World Cups, okay? You cannot tell me that this player needs to be on the bench. So play for him. He earned it. So play for him. Shut up. Do your job if you're a Portuguese player, any other Portuguese player. And more importantly, do it not just because he earned it, but he has the quality to still deliver, like he did today with 2 goals and, quite frankly, allowing more goals to happen. So yeah, 2 goals, 41 years of age, 6 World Cups, case closed. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, drop a comment down below if you'd like to pose any questions. It would be lovely for me to interact with everybody. And obviously, consider subscribing to the channel. I have more content like this coming up in the next weeks with the World Cup, and also after the World Cup as well with Champions League, Premier League, and so on. In the meantime, take good care of yourself. Enjoy the World Cup. Be good. I'll see you soon.